Recently, we built a basic Phoenix-based chat client. We'd like to add the ability to have our chat client in multiple channels at the same time. First, we're going to extract a chat component that can be reused multiple times. Let's get started. You can download the example repo that contains our starting point with tag before episode 016.2. It's the same code that we used from before with a tiny tweak to the backend. Let's quickly review the Elm client. So I've got the Phoenix server running and Elm reactor running. And so we'll visit localhost 8000 as well as localhost 4000. So I'll come in here and I'll run main.elm. I'll join the lobby. And then over here, I'll create user Travis. And we can see that basic chat still works, right? So just to recap. All right. So now we'd like to support multiple channels on the same page. So think of this as building a chat client like Hangouts. Let's make a clean separation. We're going to have the main module wire things up and maintain a top-level model and the Phoenix socket. And we'll mount multiple chat components inside of it based on the chat you join. First, let's just break out the chat into its own module for the view bits to get started. So we'll open up main.elm and we'll also open up source-chat.elm. And we'll make a module chat. We're going to expose a view function. Oops, that's not going to work. Anyway, and so I'm going to copy over the HTML stuff import-wise. And then I'll come over here to the view. And we have a few things. We have the message. We have lobby management stays over here. So I'll move the view message down here just so I can easily copy all this stuff. Message input, the message list, the user view, and the chat interface stays here. So we'll move this stuff over here. And then the chat interface view, we're going to do lobby management view and then chat.view, passing it the model. And so we'll move these pieces over to here to a view function. So we'll make view, takes a model, and produces a div that contains this stuff. Okay, and we're also going to need to comment out these type annotations. They're not going to work anymore for now. And we wrote that. And then also over here, we've got a few things happening. So we're saying on submit send message. So I'm going to copy and paste that and just get rid of that action. I'm also going to copy and paste this and get rid of the on input. Okay, so with that, everything should work. Not going to give you a 100% guarantee on that. No, chat.view, I didn't import chat. So import chat. And now everything works again. So just to verify, join, and we can see that stuff still works. Except I can't send my message, right? Because we took that stuff out. So that's where we stand right now. So why did we have to remove the type annotations? Well, main imports chat right here. And if we used the set new message, which is a message on main, we'd have to import main. But if main imports chat and chat imports main, we would have a circular reference, the gates of hell would open, etc. So let's keep refactoring. So next, we'd like the ability to have multiple chats at the same time. So we'll start out by removing the hard-coded room lobby piece that connects the Phoenix channel to a given topic on join channel. So you can see room lobby here. I'm just going to move this up here for now. And we're going to leave this stuff for now. I'm not worried about it. And then up here in the message, we have join channel. We're going to say join channel string. And so then when we say join channel, we're going to have to pass the channel name now. And where it says room lobby, I'm just going to say channel name. And then in the lobby management view, on-click join channel is going to become on-click join channel room lobby. Oopsie, and close. Okay, so that was a straight refactoring. Nothing really changed. I say that, but actually, I didn't intend to move this yet. This should stay here for another step. So now it was a straight refactoring. We can't really introduce bugs. We'll refresh to make sure, but it should just work exactly the same, and it does. All right. So now it's possible to specify which room we want to join. So at this point, we'll move the state for the chat into a chat.model, and we'll specify a single chat field in our main model. So over here in the main, we're going to go to the model, and we're going to move some stuff. So we're going to move new messages, and users over to, oh, that's not going to work quite yet. over to here. So we're going to make a type alias model. And we're going to add a chat, which is going to be a chat.model. And we're going to make sure we expose the model so that we can use it over there. Okay, and we're going to take set new message and receive chat message and send message. So let me move this down here. I'll pull these three things over. Yeah, that's not quite right yet. There we go. And we're going to make a new type alias message over here. Not type alias, sorry, type message. And something is still wonky. I'm not sure what that is yet. Not going to worry about it for now. And then in our initial model, we don't need these anymore. So new message and messages come down here. And so these are going to come like so. We'll make a new chat. So chat will be chat.initial model. And then we'll come over here and we'll make a initial model, which produces a model. And it will look like this. And let me go ahead and refresh over here and see what that error is. Set new message string. Oh, I have an equal sign twice. Whoopsie. Okay, so now I've extracted the initial model over, and I need to expose initial model as well. And that should basically get us kind of good. We're probably in a broken state, but the next step isn't necessarily clear for us. So we kind of hit the limit of what I can think of off the top of my head that needs to change. So we'll let the compiler be friendly to us. And it tells us it can't find type chat message. So we're going to pull that over and the user type. So over here we have chat message. And so we'll take chat message and user, and we'll move them over to chat. Okay. So let's have a look again. And now it doesn't know about je.value, so that's easy enough. We're going to just copy and paste JSON encode and JSON decode at the top. So now let's refresh. We get an error about receive chat message and main.elm. So interestingly, this is another spot where we've hard-coded our channel. We'll just remove this for now, and we'll no longer be told about messages on this topic from Phoenix. So this is what I was trying to remove a little early before. Sorry about that. I just knew it was a thing that came up based on the hard coding. Okay, so we can refresh. And now we have some errors in our update function. They're referencing message types that we moved to chat. So we'll introduce an update function for chat. So update takes a message and a model and produces a model. Update message model equals. Okay, so let's see. We have set new message. Move that over. And we also have send message. So we'll take it. A send message does a bunch of stuff with the Phoenix socket, which we know we don't have access to. So I'm just going to copy it, just sort of comment it out. And also, we're not introducing commands, so I'll get rid of that. And so here I'll just return the model that we passed in. And then finally, receive chat message needs to come over. Okay, and we know receive chat message wants the chat message decoder, so let's just move that over. Let's open up the main module and go to chat interface view. And right now we're passing in just the model over here, but now we've got model.chat, which is the chat model. So that's what we want to pass into the view function. So now let's go have a look and see if that makes stuff work. And it doesn't quite yet. We've got list.mapUser here. So that's one more thing. List.mapUser. So handle present state. Right now we're just going to comment these out. And we will just return model. So we're getting rid of the present state bits, and that's okay. I'm not worried about that right now. We know we can re-implement them later, and it's not the point. So we're not even going to worry about making this happen again anytime soon. Okay, so if we refresh, yeah, so now everything should work like it did before. We can join the lobby. We don't have present state, so we don't see that happen. But we did enter, and we don't receive our chat anymore, and that's because we have made that a no-op, right? So we're not even sending the receive chat message thing through anymore, because if you'll recall, we took this out. And we'll go ahead and comment these two out too, because they just don't matter. So there we go. So right now, all that happens like all our app does is we can see the user join. So I'll refresh again just so you can see it. So remember, we have ASDF here. If I join the lobby, we can see that I entered. So this doesn't feel like progress yet, but it really is. So we've almost built a T component, so T being the OM architecture, that encapsulates the idea of a chat channel, which means it would be reusable. So let's get it working to receive messages again. So we stop listening to the new messages from the Phoenix channel right here. So we'll move this down to the join channel branch. So right here, I'm going to go to join channel. And we're going to actually start listening to, remember this was hard coded before, so that wasn't going to work. But now we can start listening to messages when we join a given channel. So that's what we're going to do. So we have join channel here. And we're going to come in here, and after we've initialized the channel and done this bit, we will make another Phoenix socket. So we'll call it Phoenix socket 2. And it's going to be Phoenix socket pipe through this. And room lobby is going to become channel name. And receive chat message, rather than just saying receive chat message, we're going to tell it which channel it came in on. And then down here, we're going to use just Phoenix socket 2. Okay, and so now we need to add a receive chat message to the message here. So I'll say receive chat message gets a string and a JSON encoded value. So the string is the channel name and the JSON encoded value is the message. And so now we have to handle receive chat message in our update. So we'll just go to the end of the update and add one. So we'll say receive chat message with the channel name and a chat message. We want to say let new chat equal model.chat. We're going to pass this through the chat update function, chat.receive message, chat message, which remember receive message was copied over from here to the update. So it should work just like it did before. And then we'll update our model. We'll say model with the chat equal to the new chat and no commands. Okay, so let's have a look. We'll join as, oh, we have a problem here. Chat.update was not exposed. So let's expose that function. And chat.receive message is also not exposed. So we need to expose message. All right, so now we're back to compiling. We join the lobby. We join as Travis. We say something, and we can see stuff over here. Now, we still can't send messages, but we've gotten far enough, right? So we're almost to the point that we need to send messages back out of this component to the root. So first, we've got sort of parent-to-child communication happening, and that's what we've built with the chat.update here. So when we receive a chat message, we pass it down to our chat. Next, we'll worry about child-to-parent communication, which is what we need to do in order to support sending a message. And the whole reason this is important is because this Phoenix socket, we can't share it. So when we do things like join a new channel or send a message, we have to update the Phoenix socket to get a new Phoenix ref. So if you look at what send message was doing, which is over here, we did a Phoenix.push, but then we needed to get the Phoenix socket back out. So if we did that from this child, we couldn't update the Phoenix socket in the parent without it having access to it. And sort of that's kind of a weird encapsulation breakage. And so what I prefer to do is just keep control or ownership of the Phoenix socket in the root and allow the root to figure out how to send messages for the children. Anyway, so that's why we wanted to do this in the first place. So we're not finished yet, but and it's not a full component in the OM architecture style, but we do have a chat component plugged into our main module, and it mostly does what we needed. As it's been built, the chat component is responsible for decoding the incoming JSON. So when we receive a chat message, we do the decoding. I typically would prefer to turn inbound messages into my application's types as early as possible and turn outbound messages into the transfer forms as late as possible. So this design doesn't exactly sit well with me, but I do think that the responsibility for decoding belongs to the child. I just think it ought to pass a function up to the parent when it joins. Anyway, so that way you can have arbitrary types that are being passed around on this socket, and the parent doesn't have to know what they all are. That can just be determined by the children. Anyway, so ultimately, I think the right move is to pass a decoder out of the chat component and pass the decoded values into the component when we receive message. Anyway, we'll soon have to send messages out of our components to complete the chat application rewrite. And we're going to start off with something like the out message pattern. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you soon.